Welcome back to Motorsport Manager, and it's time to decide this season. The last race of the year is in Sydney. 16-point lead over ComToyu, 36 over AMG, so they're mostly out of it. It's pretty much between us and ComToyu, and it's interesting to me, I've looked at some of the rankings. Like, we're ahead of AMG and ComToyu a bit in the pit crew. Our sponsors are better. Our staff is better. I mean, we're behind them in drivers and I think HQ. But even so, they both have middle-of-the-road HQ. Our car is now second overall behind ComToyu, which is unfortunate. But AMG is just middle of the pack there. So the drivers are really where it comes down to. 12 hours again. Interview with Orff. It's Ernst Hausleitner. Qualification. I'm just going to say the same thing I did last time. We need to improve for the next race because we do. Obviously, qualifying is going to be huge. Everything is going to be huge for this race. And that's our last part we're going to design this year. Hopefully we'll get to improve it. We'll see that in a bit. Let's take a look at our pit crew. Options. Who do we have? Very nice tire person. We're definitely going to bring you in. And definitely don't want you. Ugh. Oh, you're terrible. Ogalev is terrible. Mathurin is bad. I don't think we want Chelin. We get a 15 on the tires there. Let's take a look at our... Okay, 17, 16. Yeah, 15 is about what we need. So we'll go ahead and bring in Christo. And then Chelin can go away. Okay. Still, having some good tire performance is going to be good for us. Now, I need to pull out Fedeschi. I think it was Bogdan our backup? Or, no, Vidal Miguez is our top backup there. Yeah. So that loses us 1/10 of a second due to the jack being slower on the rear, but there's nothing for it. And most of our tire people are pretty tired, so we need to work on sorting some of that out. Okay, so we've got Duncan is going to be our best. Switch up there with Meisner. And then, let's see, Bardsley and Luis, you can both go out there. And now we're down to 10.23, which makes us, they say we're fourth. Very nice. So yeah, I mean, we can put all 16s and 17s now out on the tires. Now, not all the time, but we can do it for now. And I think our two 13s we don't need anymore, although Bogdan is a backup there. But Weber, you no longer have a purpose. And we could cut more. I could probably cut... I'm going to cut Key off here because his endurance isn't that high. And I think that should take us down to a reasonable level. So we did get a slight boost. We could get this down to... Like if we had all of our max people out, if we had a fresh Fedeschi, we'd be down to about 10.13, 10.12, something like that. Still be over 10 seconds, but not by that much. We are going to have more sponsors in. Take a look at that later. Right now we want to get as much performance boost as we possibly can. And yeah, we're not going to get to that break because this is going to last till a day after the race. And we can't even do anything with it. Hopefully we'll be able to get some sort of boost out of it. Maybe there'll be room after the race before the end of the season. Maybe. And then, you see, we have a gearbox here that's not even out there. And I don't like that. I think our gearbox is our weakest part. We do need to get at least one max part of each. So our spoiler here, let's keep the one out there that's the closest. Then if I do this, because then we'll max out a spoiler, max out a suspension, max out a gearbox. We already have a max brake and a max engine. So I think that's as good as we can do. More scouting coming in. And let's just go ahead and take a pause here and make sure that we still have plenty more jobs. And we do. The list is getting short, but there's still more to go through. Something in there on Decker. Let's take a look at our email again. More scouting. We are first instead of 8th. 32 laps, 3.6 miles. Gearbox, and we have the best, and we're working on improving our gearboxes. And Hughes says our gearbox is a beauty, helps on race starts, out of corners, and certain tracks. It just gives us such a great chance of putting in an awesome performance. That's good. We need an awesome performance in Sydney. And Decker is launching a cookbook. I've always enjoyed eating food. Decker's a somewhat incredulous group of motorsport writers. I've seen this story before. It's still bad. And that boosts the marketability but lowers fitness, which sucks because it means that her times later in the race are not going to be good. We did not need that going into this race. Comte, you have been tipped to perform strongly. Suri has a great chance of winning the race. I wouldn't bet against him, says Fabio Torino. I don't like that. Hughes doesn't deserve to be on top. I'm a better driver. You probably are a better driver, but so what? And Pankowitz is hoping to pick up a few points. Really? Because she doesn't have a job. That's hilarious. How is she going to pick up a few points if she's not even... Oh, dear. And we've got blathering around. Let's take a look at our sponsors. Marketability up a little more to 61%. And we're back up to 4 level 4 sponsors, due in part to Decker's cookbook. Okay, all fixed deals, all long deals. See, this is per race, and these two are up front. Let's do a little math. Over the course of this deal, Hugo Boss is going to be the best. That's about 485k a race. This is about 475k a race, so it's just almost as good. This is not as good. We get all the money here. So that's going to be a nice payday for us. Gets us back up to almost 30 million. We should be over 30 million at the end of the next race, plus whatever prize money we get, the money that we hold in reserve for the car. So this should really boost up the amount of funds we have to throw around in the off season. And if we get promoted, I'm probably going to want to throw some of that money around. So we only have the one bonus sponsor left, which is fine. And let's take a look at our parts now. We are still second. Our engine is still fourth, but the gap has grown on there, and that's not good. We have the number 1 acceleration, number 2 deceleration. For the brakes, we're still number 1 in suspension, number 1 in spoiler. And yeah, one day after the race, these are all really close, but they are not quite there, and these brakes are boosting up, but not fast enough. So we're going to keep everything as it is. Decker should finish 3rd and Hughes 4th. They said last time we didn't get close to making it. It would be nice to get there. Now, low temperatures, heavy rain in practice, and then for the race up to 18, but that's still pretty good super soft territory. So I'm definitely leaning towards super softs for this race. And I gotta admit, I'm pretty nervous here because everything, all the ups and downs, good moves, mistakes, all of that that's happened this year, it's all come down to this. I've got positive and negative setups for both drivers. You know, Decker's whole thing with the fitness going down, but the marketability going up. Hughes has the racer bonus, but the cult thing causing him a negative. And the bottom line is, this is it. It's all going to come down to this final bit. We're definitely going to switch to the supers. It said heavy rain, but looks like we're going to just start getting some rain about halfway through. So let's get as much as we can. Wow. Way down there. Get as much as we can off those super softs before it gets wet. That's the goal here. And we're going to get headed out there on the track. So Decker's looking good. Svaneborg, okay. And almost everybody out on super softs with me, as they should be. Both drivers now above 5. Not by much. And I don't expect a lot of good trim for the tires. If I were to get, like, say, level 1 supers, level 1 inters, probably be happy with that. But it's all going to be about the race trim. Decker continuing to decline. Svaneborg improving. And a couple positive comments on our setup, so at least got something right. Looks like level 2 trim doesn't look like we're going to be quite fast enough to get level 3 here. Alright, Decker wants more weight in the front. Over a 2-minute track. The rain is going to be coming soon. So at the moment, I don't see any reason to go past this lap. Because by the time... Okay, Svaneborg wants more acceleration. Decker, more weight in the front. By the time we get back around, the rain is going to be started. Looks like we're going to want inners pretty much the rest of the way. Yep, here it comes. So we're definitely going to come in here, make that change, wear inners, push to level 2 trim, and then probably come in and maybe get another start and stop. Cornering is hideous, she says. Let's just push that all the way. We were good on both of these. Let's try to keep the oversteer there. We are going to want more acceleration. Boy, if we can even get there. Well, let's just see what these adjustments do. That'll give us some more information to work with. %86% for Svaneborg. Looking great there. So let's see if we can pop that up a bit. We are probably going to want, yeah, we're probably going to want more oversteer. Definitely going to want more acceleration. Let's go with that. And you switched to inters as well. The track already getting nice and wet. It's going to be super wet at the end. sun's going to come out for a bit here, or rather the rain is at least going to stop for a bit. Still partly sunny, partly cloudy, but we're not going to get the track dried out. It's just going to be partly dry, and then it's going to come back. Still, nobody else out on inters. Decker liking the weight distribution better. So it looks like our wet weather readiness is going to be superior, but that's not going to matter if, well, too much anyway, if it's not raining during the race. And okay, Svaneborg doesn't like the handling changes. I don't think we're going to have any trouble making it here. So I'm going to have him come in after this lap for one more change. We'll stick on the tires, but I just want to make one more adjustment to the setup. I think we should have time to do that and still get a time on it. And probably even get level 1 inters. And the rain is back. Just over 2 minutes to go, and Decker's going to check in. And very happy about that. 97%. We just got to dial in the handling now. So we went from good to great. Let's try just a hair more oversteer and get back out there. Svaneborg, are you as happy as that? No. But you still got 2 out of 3 right where they need to be. We just need to dial the handling in. It was good. And then it went to okay. So interestingly, you want more understeer. Need to go at least that far. And we know these aren't going to be right, but I want to get the handling in first. And this will be our last bit because we're not going to make it around for another lap. Decker driving terribly. Svaneborg not driving much better, so they've both fallen off a lot. Right now we just want to get that level 1 inter. So we hit level 2 race trim, level 1 on super soft and inters. It's about all we can ask for in a shortish qualifying or practice session, rather. And Svaneborg does like the handling. We've made things worse here for Decker, so we'll have to adjust that. Yeah. Still got some adjustments to work on. But we are close. Fourth and 12th, and of course most important, where's Comtayu? Well, Suri on top. However, Dennis DuPont finished last. Huge difference there, but if that were to hold up, I would settle for Suri winning the race and us just getting some good points behind him. We'd still win. It'd be close, but we'd still win. Nothing really useful in here. They're insulting Gianni Morbidelli. I don't really care. And some dry reporting of, oh my. Lots of rain for qualifying. Well, if that holds up, that's going to help us. We are going to have, it's going to be super wet, but then it's going to come back down. Yeah, it's going to dry out later. Alright, we're going to want to go on wets for some trial runs. Super soft And inters are only choices. Okay, so we were at 97 there. So we need to pull this back with more understeer. That's the bottom line. So I want to see if that lines up, and if it is, I'll get these other two moved in where we want them. So that's Decker. What about Hughes? So we got up to 94%. Let's see, we were good on the handling, and we were okay, and we were great. So I think we need even a little bit more understeer. See if that does it. And again, I don't want to... Well, I should probably take this opportunity, actually, to... pull this just back in range. Although, then this isn't... That could still be about right. If I would have to pull this back. In which case I'd have to bump this over even more. Let's try that about there. That's going to be closer to what we want. Okay, so I think that what's going to happen here is we're just going to get the one shot. Because this is a long enough track that we're just going to have them both go out, come back in, and oh my goodness, Decker, improve your form, and Hughes, stay right where it is. But as it dries out later, we're going to have the one run at it. And we're not going to have a lot of time, I don't think, in between to wait either. With the amount of time it takes to get around this track. Oh, maybe we'll have some. Wow. Hughes looking great. I'm going to send, if this keeps up, I'm going to send Hughes out first. Get him out there as quick as I can so that his form doesn't get any worse. And then Decker, I just want to hold off and hope hers does. Hers boosts up because we're going to want the track grip, obviously, that's going to start up. But most importantly is just Hughes' form. Because you don't know how long that's going to last. Both of them come in. Decker's on the rise, Hughes staying there. Alright, now, it's very wet right now, but 2 minutes from now, it's going to be mostly dry. 98%. I still don't want to send Hughes out quite yet. Let's see, send him out about... I want to send him out about 4 minutes. And hopefully his form lasts. But the idea is that he'll be able to start on a dry track. If I send him out before 4 minutes, it's not going to have time to dry out before he starts his qualifying lap. So, still holding at 10. Of course, he's got to get through an entire lap here, and the chances of him holding that high for that long, not good. Nonetheless, I think that's about where I want to be. So, the speed balance is great here. We want the speed balance to be slightly lower and everything else to stay where it is. And I can't move it this way. So, if I did that, Then hit a little more understeer. Thing is, I can't move this back into position either. If I did that, now that's back in position. This is right, but this isn't quite there. Still, I'm going to try that, see if that's any better. This could still be just close enough. Probably won't be, but 24 seconds. Make it happen, Hughes. Make it happen. And now then for Decker, I want to send her out at about 3 minutes. Maybe start making her changes just before 3. Hughes still at 10 as he goes out. Let's do it now. Oh. Well, that I wasn't expecting. I'll give her a little more time. 100%. There we go. Now we'll send her out. Just switches tires, which is now a 9-second job instead of 10 seconds. Gotta love that improved crew. .8. Okay. Now both cars have excellent to outstanding setups, just a matter of dialing them in. So now, yeah, and Hughes is dropping. Still, a 7.6 is nice. I'd rather have him at 10, obviously. But he's in a nice place. There's a pretty good gap between them, so I should be able to hit both tire temps right on. I think we're set up as well as we can. But I was set up pretty well for last race as well in Cape Town, and then they just didn't perform. So I'm hoping for better. But see, Decker's form is improving. So this is definitely the right time for her to be out there. Hughes starting his at 7.8. And here's Decker coming around. The track is clear of water and getting faster. And Decker's coming out with just above 5. Okay, so I like where we're at. Now the question is, can we make anything happen? Oh, Hughes has traffic, which he's blowing by. Wow, look at that. And again, all of these setting their times on wet tires. I wasn't even paying attention to that because I was so focused on what my drivers were doing. But that makes sense. Oh, it's going to rain again. At the very end, it's going to rain again. To heck with you. But it's not going to be enough to do anything here, I don't think. And it looks like we're going to have the front row. Looks like we outsmarted them all on the qualifying. We're going to have the front row all to ourselves. Because the time is technically expired. It's like it's still raining, but the rain effect has stopped. A 3-second win for Hughes, and Decker going to be behind him, but ahead of everybody else. And just in terms of the points, like that gives us now a 19-point lead. And that should eliminate, I think it's Ivan Muller. Whoever it was in 4th should now be officially eliminated. Decker not happy with finishing almost a second behind Hughes, but all right. That's a nice break for us. It gives us great starting positions for the race. I feel a lot more comfortable about it. We're not secure yet. There's still a lot of work to do in the race. Got to be the quickest driver, Ellie. He was the only one with... never seen anyone worse than Claire Decker, joke driver. Really? She just finished on the front row. Maybe a little respect is in order. And it's going to rain to start the race. So long-range weather predictions were wrong. Yeah, we want to start on inters. Okay, so this sort of changes everything up. Now it's going to be wet for the first, say, half of the race. So we're going to start on inters, switch to super softs later, most likely. We're going to go with inters and race trim. And Hughes will grab the race trim and his tire changes. Car setup still didn't get quite there for Hughes. It's 98%. Would I rather have handling be better or the speed balance? I'm going to go with the speed balance. Just stick it where it is. Alright, yep, you're on those. Okay, 100% and a 98%. Can't ask for much better than that. Now we're going to blast it at the beginning, but back off as soon as we can, because we don't want to risk a crash. But there's a point at which you have to take some risks. It's going to get warmer, and then I don't know if it's going to cool off later or not. Okay. 8 for Hughes, 5 for Decker in the front row. Berman an hour behind. Suri in 6th, and he's the one to watch. He's the biggest threat in the field because of who he's racing for. So Jake Hughes on the pole. Pretty solid start for us. Decker got a little bit better jump. We want to stick out front as much as we can. Suri holding in 6th. Now, the way too early look at things would show us running away with this, obviously. Oh my goodness! Decker goes wide. And how far back are you now? Got back out there on the middle of the pack. Okay, that sucks. But Hughes still up in front. We'd still win easily. And Hughes is now a full second ahead. So we're going to back off on both. See if he can maintain. He's at 8.0. 0.9 ahead of Berman, and there's a nice gap behind there. So I like where Hughes is. Decker has fallen back all the way to 16th. So driving average, stuck in the middle of the pack at best. So this may be yet another race that we don't get anything out of the other driver. Hughes is slowly losing off of his lead. Decker trying to get around, that's Timo Scheider there, and I think we're going to get it. Oh, thought she was going to duck inside there. Maybe she gets it on this turn. Both accelerating away from it at about the same rate. Hughes seems to be holding okay, and the gap between Berman and Auer growing, which is great. Suri still in 6th. And Hughes notably about 4 seconds ahead of Suri. If that continues to grow, we're going to be doing very well. We've got to back off the tires, though, now on Decker. Really no choice there. She did get ahead of Scheider, picking up 14th position. Was 11th after the mishap at the beginning. And with the amount, like, these tires get a lot of wear. Yeah. So I can push these tires for all they're worth if I need to. I'm going to keep Hughes on push. Berman now threatening, so I'm going to stay with where I'm at. High and push. Decker got to back off to high on the gas. And our tires are at a point, I'm going to go back to neutral just so I get a bit of breathing room and then try to alternate her a little bit there. Hughes holding off Berman. Suri holding 4.5 seconds back. But yeah, right now, you know, I mean, as long as Hughes wins the race, if he stays in front, of course, he's got that fast pit stop coming. So unless there's a disaster for Hughes, it's going to be really difficult for us to not claim the title. And Decker pretty comfortable at the moment. I'd like to do a fuel check with Hughes, but Berman is too close. So we've got to wait for us to get away from Berman a little bit, which hopefully will happen eventually. And Decker, yeah, fading. Hughes holding in like that. Well, he was holding in the upper sevens. Now he's sliding a bit. Let's go ahead and go up to push here with Decker on the tires. And it still looks like it's going to dry out later. We can't see far enough ahead to see it drying out completely. But right now I'm assuming that we can afford to push the tires because we are going to come in halfway through for a pit stop and switch to supers, I would think. Which, yeah, okay. If we switch them late enough, right after the rain, should have enough to finish barely on one set of supers. That's the plan. Decker not getting by here is faster than Katzberg, it looks. Got a little bit more time on this push with the tires. I'm hoping she can make this move. But her form driving is not doing... Oh my goodness! Hughes has crashed. Jake Hughes just freaking crashed. And that could do it. That could sink us. We could still end up losing this. That's Hughes' second crash in the second half of this season, and I wasn't pushing things that hard. Yuck. Well, it's all about Decker now. We've got to get something out of her. And right now, I need her to get by here. Please. Okay, now we're going to back off the tires. Okay, let's take a sober look at this. Right now, CompTOU wins the championship by 2 points. 6 points. We only get the 2 points for the pole. So they have Suri in 4th, DuPont in 5th. Bottom line is, Decker's got to work her way up into the top 10, get us some points. And we got to hope bad things happen to them, or that they at least don't move up any further. And there's Suri moving up another spot. It does not look good. Oh, that is so aggravating. Because you can say, well, you're driving a little bit on the aggressive side in wet weather. Yes, I was. But it was important for me to stay in first. And the other part about it is, the other car is driving aggressively too. The other car is on the track. We just got unlucky. Horribly, horribly unlucky, because if Hughes doesn't crash, I think he wins this race and it's over. Ugh. So Decker takes a bad turn, runs wide on the first lap. Hughes crashes a few laps in. Promotion-wise, it might actually be better for us not to promote. And I'm not just saying that to put a brave face on this. Given where HQ is, given that we're sort of fading towards the end of the year here, you can make that argument. But still, I think we were going to get there, and I wanted to go up and then, you know, just work my way into the next tier. I'm going to back off. I'm going to switch around here, and I want to see, want to run at least a lap here on neutral for the fuel. Just see where we're at fuel time. Huff has gotten back by Suri, so that's good. The balance of power is still what it was before. I mean, Decker would be up among the leaders without that first lap going wide. So there's just nothing for it. This was just really, really bad luck. I just got to squeeze everything I can out of Decker and hope for some sort of, you know, I mean, other cars could crash. They might have to do repairs that I'm not expecting. It's unlikely, but Decker's form is gradually improving. Just got to focus on getting everything I can out of her and just hoping for something to break our way. Our crashes. Well, that pretty much knocks AMG totally out. They're already going to slip to 4th. Agron crashes. Okay. There's a whole lot of crashing going on out there. And I'm just going to, you know, back off to neutral until the water starts going down. I don't want to make Claire Decker be a statistic as well. She's up to 10th. And the gap is now 10 points. Because the Comtoyu drivers slipped up, went up to 3rd and 4th. I think that was thanks to Lucas Auer crashing. Then I can go ahead and push the tires later. Well, the amount that we're gaining back per lap, I think I want to stick on neutral. I don't think I have enough fuel to really burn it right now. No, I may even need to back off later in the race. We shall see about that. So let's go ahead and speed this up. Let's hope we can hold on to this spot. And the water is about at its peak right now. Once it starts going down, I think I want to take the risk of pushing on the tires and seeing if we can get some more momentum forward. I feel like we're not quite fast enough to do it as we are. We're just sort of sitting in line and gradually losing distance, but I don't want to risk the crash. Starting to go down a bit. I'm going to wait another lap, maybe, and then start pushing it. Yeah, we've moved from soak down into wet. It's risky, but I'm going to go for it. We're going to need every point we can get. I feel like any risky chance that's out there for Decker, I kind of have to take it. Because 10th place is not going to do it. It's not going to be close. Still 10 points behind. Well, keep working it. Maybe you'll get there, Decker. And of course, when we pit is going to be crucial. She's driving solid right now, but it'd be nice if she could pick up form. We just need anything that we can get our hands on. Right now, it just doesn't look like we've got enough to do anything but sit here in line. Like, there's Raquelme trying to ditch ahead of Mortara. It just feels like most of the drivers are stuck where they are because they don't have enough extra pace to get by. And that includes, you know, Homola right behind us. And meanwhile, we're losing distance with every lap. Berman looking secure as the race leader. I don't think our fuel is catching up either. There's a try. There it is. Decker with the pass on Raquelme if she can hold it. And I think she's going to. Okay. Well, there's another point off that lead. Now it's down to 9. Can she get by another one? Got plenty of tire here. Dancing around. She clearly feels like she's faster than Mortara, but now form dipping below 5. That's going to make that harder. I think she's slightly faster, but yeah, 4.6. Oh man, I feel like I could move up at least a couple more spots if she would drive better. Still going the opposite direction, though. Even though that was her fastest Sector 1. A lot of that's got to do with the water. The water going away quickly. Oh, and there's Philippi crashing. We almost ran into the back of him. Set a new fastest sector while doing that evade. Well, that gets the gap down to 7 points. Decker driving well on this lap, even though the overall form not what we need it to be. And we're going to have to back off now to neutral. Question is, when do we switch over? Some of them starting to come in now. They're the ones at the back. This is probably the lap to do it, though. So it may not be quite dry enough by the time we get around there. But by the time that we actually get through the pits... Yep, I'm going to do it now. I'm going to go supers. And actually, cancel that. I may pay for this. But I feel like this is the time to go risky. Because it is a 19% you know, risk chance. But if our crew pulls this off, it's going to save me 3 seconds. And the bottom line is, the way this race is going, I need those seconds. So, like, I keep double guessing myself here, but super soft, we're not going to repair anything, and we're going to go fast. I just feel like we got to go for it here. Three seconds versus a less than 1 in 5 chance that they screw it up. Gotta do it. Berman is coming in. Race leader, Huff is coming in. Everybody's coming in right now. I think they've all figured out that this is the time to do it. Here we go. Alright, pit crew, this is where you earn your money. This is where you get us a little bit further up in this race. They did it. They freaking did it. And we come out in 8th. But there's 3 cars ahead of us who have not come in, which means we're actually 5th. And who's that right behind us pressing on us? It's Raquelme. I don't have the fuel to do any more than I'm doing right now, I don't think. Gotta stay ahead. Don't screw this up, Decker. Stay ahead of him. We've got a nice big gap in front of us to just run. So I'm going to push the tires. Only until it's safe, actually, because these tires don't have any extra wear at the distance they have to go here. But I think we've got to do this to stay ahead, so it's touchy. But I'm going to switch back to neutral as soon as the temperature... Yeah. Temperature at 17. DuPont and Georgi coming in. Are we going to get past them? We got up to 6th. We didn't get ahead of DuPont. So Suri and DuPont still out there ahead of us. Not by much. And right behind is Raquelme, really pushing. I don't have the fuel to do anymore. I don't have the tires to do anymore. And pretty soon I'm going to have to back off due to tire temps. Alright, where are we at? 3 points. 3 points is what is separating. If this race ends this way... Oh my goodness. Jamie Chadwick has crashed. That doesn't affect us. I just can't help but look at the time that we missed from that first loop. Because, like... If we were 4th or even 5th after blowing that turn at the beginning of the race, that would have made the difference. And here's Raquelme. Now trying to make that... Don't let it by. Come on, Claire. You've got to hold this off. You have got to... You're in the right line. There we go. I've got to get that tire temp down a little bit before I push it all. I think you could boost that driving form just a little bit for me, Claire. It'd be nice. And we are gradually catching Giovinardi. So it's not out of the question that we could make a pass there eventually. It's unlikely. Yeah, but now we're fading back more. Now we'll push going into this stretch here. I still don't think we're going to have enough fuel. Ugh. Okay, I think that got us enough to get through this lap. I just don't see anything changing major. Like Suri's on soft tires and fading some. That's not going to last forever, and it's not going to last long enough for us to catch up there. I think we finally are starting to pull away from Raquelme, though. Raquelme appears to be burning the tires a little bit more, so I think I can stay more neutral here and really assess like my tire wear on this next lap, because I want to see. I'm going to speed it up here, but I want to see how much wear we're burning a lap, because I don't know how much we've got. So we're at 70, 77, 78%. I call it 77. We'll run a couple laps like this. We are pulling away from Raquelme, so I think that we're a little bit safe there. We've weathered that storm. And look at Decker up to 6.3, 6.4. Boy, if she could bounce that up, that would maybe give us a chance to do something. Maybe. It doesn't look good, but we lost about 5% on that lap. Yeah. No, these tires are going to be burnt severely by the time we get to the end of this race. We're definitely sticking on neutral for as long as we possibly can. So I think we're going to be into like around 15%, well into the red. Over 2 seconds ahead of Raquelme. That's a piece of cake. But yeah, it's pretty much 5% a lap, 10 laps to go. We're going to be upper teens, maybe 17% or so, but look at Decker's form. That's our one hope right now, 8.6. Thing is, we're still 5 seconds behind Giovinardi. I don't know what happened there, but we gained a few seconds on Berman. I think. Up to 9.1. So Claire Decker making a run at it. But I just don't think there's the time left. That's her personal best. And it's not far off of, I think Huff has the fastest lap of the day. Yeah, we were about a 10th below that. So Berman's still pulling away from us a bit. Not making significant progress against Giovinardi even now. We're not going to get there on the fuel, and we don't have the tires to push anymore, so there just isn't anything to be done other than cry about the situation. Because unless Suri or DuPont have an unforeseen disaster, they're going to make it. Now, suppose there's a chance, because DuPont pit later than everybody else. I suppose there's a chance can't make it because of tire wear, but at 48%, their tire wear is going to be lower than ours. Decker up to 10, so you got to give her credit for that, but we've gained half a second, a little more. It's just not nearly enough. And Suri is actually catching DuPont, believe it or not, because now he's got the better soft tires. No, our only real, and it is a remote chance, but if DuPont decides that the tires just aren't going to last and has to pit towards the end of this, that would tank their points enough. So we're rooting for DuPont to burn out those tires. That's basically where we're at. Now we've got to push our own to keep the temp from getting too low, which is going to burn them out even more. Under 4 seconds behind Giovinardi. I just don't see that happening. Set our best lap, but it wasn't enough to give us those points. Now we'll back off a bit more. It's down to 3 seconds. It was, now it's pulling away from us again. I mean, let's say if Berman, one of those, has to go pit too, I mean, that would give them more points. They give us more points, but it would help them more. So I mean, the odds of DuPont pitting and the others not. Oh look, it's more rain. Maybe they pit, they go on inters? That could happen. And I can't even be sure who would benefit. But I don't think it's going to be wet enough for long enough. To see who tries to ride this out. We're definitely going to try to ride it out. Down to 0.2. And this lap we'll switch over to the red. She wants to come in for inters. Which is actually kind of good news because it means the other ones want to come in for inters too. But will they? Berman's coming in to repair. Huff is coming in to repair. DuPont and Suri stay out there. So we're up to 4th. That's actually going to increase the gap. Yeah, they're going to crush us now because they're getting first and second. Which is literally the worst possible scenario. Now, the only way that changes is if they pit on this lap. And now there's no way we're going to have enough fuel, so we've got to back off on that too. Got to try to get those tire temps up a bit here. And neither one of them came in. Well, oh, there was nothing for it but to just applaud them. CYOT comes from behind. Most of the year, they weren't even very much on the radar. It was just us and AMG at the first. They come from behind, take advantage of our bad luck on the final race of the year. And that's it. Decker finishes fourth, a spot out of the podium. That sounds great, but it's just not good enough. Keivan Suri will in fact win. DuPont gets second, Giovanardi third, Decker fourth. Ugh! Suppose we could always hope they get caught cheating. Yes? Probably not. Very unlikely. Nope. Suri, fastest lap bonus, wins the race. Annette Georgi dropped 6 places after being caught cheating. Also caught cheating was Yelmer Berman of Masan, Ayla Agrin of Ivan Mueller. But none of that really matters. Suri takes over first place by a single point from Hughes. Decker's up to 4th on the year. And there it is. Read 'em and weep. CYOT wins the team's championship by 15 points. And Thetimix Racing is stuck in the WTCR for a 4th year. Yuck! Decker says, great job this weekend. We're right up there. Looking forward to the next... That's next year. Are you really sure about what you're saying there? Well, we did get some bonus to Decker and to Hughes. They both improved their stats, which is kind of funny. Top 5 good results. Nothing here. Lowers the relationship with the mechanic, even after finishing 4th. That's high standards. Our marketability is up. Make $1 million. I just don't care. I wanted the promotion. Alright, world champion. Keivan Suri. 4 race wins, 6 podiums. Alex Peters, their team principal. Yes. Yes. Oh yeah, I hope you freaking enjoy it. Alright, so let's move ahead to promotion time for not us here as we finish up the season. Hughes grabbed the Sydney pole, not that it did him any good. Car condition dropped like a rock. Lay Diffie. Interesting, and anything can happen. Pit crew. Only performed 1 stop. 10.36 is good. Scouting report. Contracts running down. Yes, we need to deal with Blomqvist and Jake Hughes. We will definitely be trying to renew them, at least. Got another batch of pit crew. Looking forward to the next year. Nope. Nope. No. No. No and no, but we are going to hire you. So I'll deal with who I'm going to fire later, but we get one more tire person in to help improving our pit crew. More scouting got done. Onward. Yes, car repair is going to be complete. Let's take a quick look in there. Oh, everything's done. Cool. Improve whatever we can on the brakes. Both gearboxes are set. Let's see, that spoiler. I think that's it. Yeah. Okay, so get whatever little incremental part you can get out of that. All right. So there it is. Prize money. 16,538. That was almost as much as they got. About the same amount as much as they got, actually. We're up to 47 million and change. Manager of the season! Yes! Alright. Thank you very much. But I'll take the promotion if you give me the choice. You can have your Manager of the Season award. I'll give that to ComToU if you give me the promotion. Driver of the season is Jake Hughes. Look at that. We're winning awards all over the place, except for the award that I wanted. I think I've got to boost it forward a little bit to get the promotion notification. Yep. 2019 rules. Now active in WTCR, and they do add the random grids. So since we didn't promote, we've got to deal with that now. There's no qualifying. Promotion and relegation. ComToU goes up. Team Mook going down. Who knows, they may be so powerful that we can't even beat them next year. Well, obviously coming up next, we are going to be heading forward into the off-season. We've got a little over 3 months to prepare for a 4th year of the WTCR, and I've got to figure out what I want to do with that. That is frustrating, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, and it's just going to make it feel that much better, right, when I move up? Yeah, that's the ticket. Let's take a look at Team Muck. Well, their drivers aren't that great. Pretty good mechanics. Their car is ranked 11th by our standards, so their car sucks. And that's a nice little piece of information also, because it tells me that the cars up at the next level probably not that far ahead of where ours is at. They're 9th in drivers, 10th in headquarters, worse than ours. 11th in staff. So basically, I feel like we can compete at the next level. They're 9th there. They have a really good pit crew. So let's see. Yeah, you look at our reputation is up to 3+ stars. We should be able to hire better drivers, although I'm probably not going to go for that for next year. Probably just hang on to Decker and re-sign Hughes. We shall see. So yeah, all of the off-season stuff coming up next. That's a real gut shot. But obviously I would consider us favorites to promote in the new season. So thanks for watching, everybody. Be back with that off-season. Motorsport Manager will continue despite this frustrating loss.